It's a show where we talk about the power of your mind
to change your world around you,
to literally affect
the fabric of your reality.
We talk about this feeling of hope
and joy
and relief. And that is what being aware of your flow does. It gives you a feeling of power again in your lives.
Oh my God, you were so on target. You are so amazing. I can't thank you enough.
Breathe.
It is the feeling that you bring forward. It is your emotional connection that really sets the tone for what is going to be happening to you and for you. And you know that feeling when you touch it. It just spreads through you.
Thank you for taking my call. I don't know why I feel like crying. I think I just feel your love.
Oh, of course.
And I think I'm going to get some answers.
I'm Summer McStravick, and welcome to another episode of Flowdreaming. Welcome to Flowdreaming. Hi, everybody. I have a good show for us today. It's all about stress and anxiety and getting all warped up and worried about everything, and how in flow you can pretty much drop that. You can let it go. And even better than that, if you practice flow dreaming long enough, you will be able to see and notice when you are getting yourself in that stressed out state long before the usual signs, like your body breaking down, you know, all those injuries and the high blood pressure and your guts being all upset and messed up. You'll be able to know. It's funny. Just this morning, I was at a home improvement store, and I ran into a contractor that I'd been working with on my house the last few months. Ran into him in the parking lot, and we finished the job at the house here about a month or 2 months ago. And you know, it's just kind of coincidence that we just, oh, hey, how are ya? And he was saying to me, you know, talking with you and doing your yard was one of the best things that ever happened. He said my blood pressure was like 190 over. I mean, he said it was crazy. And he says, and you gave me your book, and I started reading it. And he says, man, I suddenly realized I was more stressed than I ever understood, that I ever saw or knew. And my body was telling me, you know, and this guy has, you know, multiple construction crews, a big company. And he realized that it was the stress. And he says, you know, I just remembered flow and I got into it. And now he says, I'm so much better. And now, my knees stopped hurting. It's just, and I thought, wow, you know, and I reminded him, look, we ran into each other in the parking lot for a reason, because it's flow. It's telling you, good, keep going. Don't forget, keep working. And I just happened to be the ambassador of flow. That's how I feel. I'm the ambassador of flow. But it was so timely because that's my topic today, is stress, anxiety, and why it tends to affect some of us more than others. Now, I was at my doctor a week or two ago, just having like an annual physical, and I said, you know, I'm so stressed all the time. And we just got to talking about how some people seem to process stress much more quickly in their body. We're much more reactive to it. You know, our cortisone is just boom, 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 going off way faster. And it can create a kind of ongoing tense anxiety. You know, I was saying, well, maybe it's anxiety. He says, or I said, I think it's just stress. I think I've been doing too much. And he says, well, you know, you can call it whatever you want. But what happens is your body becomes acclimated to this level. And you have to take steps to undo it, to unravel it. And I said, yeah, you know, I know. It's funny. It's because it's what I teach. And it's been, I don't know, perhaps one of my longest ongoing lessons, because I have always been very happily driven in my life, not driven out of a need to prove something necessarily to myself, or, you know, there's a lot of bad ways to be driven. For me, it's always just been a sense of life is a beautiful, delicious, you know, candy, and you can only savor it for so long. So I want to get as much out of it as I can. So I tend to pack my days. I pack them with everything. You know, my kids and I are doing a bunch, and, you know, I have, of course, my flow dreaming business, and I have all the stuff I do around the house here, all the, you know, the flowers that I plant and the vegetables that I grow and the beach that I visit, right? Very, very full. And I forget, if I'm not careful, that fullness will lead to stress. And the stress will continue and become, you know, anxiety at times. So I, more than anybody, very, very, very much know what this means. And I think this is why flow also stepped into my life, because it has been the biggest mitigating factor for the stress for me. When I go into flow, what I'm doing is completely releasing. I am letting everything go. Some people may call it mindfulness or aligning or getting in the vortex. There's a lot of different ways you can describe it. But in flow dreaming, it's intensely feeling based. So I move into my flow. And remember, flow is it's a state of being. It is the interior of all things. It is the flowing movement, the orchestra, the music of the universe, the information that is continuously billowing forward, creating our future. I mean, creating who you are. Like 30 seconds from now, something is holding you together into the pattern that you are. And sure, some of it is electromagnetic forces and gravity and this and that. But there's also a kind of blueprint for you. And it's made of energy. It's made of information. And people who are scientists who don't believe in anything else say, well, it's simply physical information. And most people believe that it's physical information and something more. Information we can't yet see or track yet. And religions have called it spirit or soul. But whatever it is, it's long and far and deep and wide. There is a history to all of us that goes beyond what our physical brains here know. That's why we have so many puzzling things. People remembering past lives and this and that. People having irrational fears of things they've never been exposed to before. There are so many different variables that go into who and what you are. But one thing flow has shown me is that we're all giant, great beings. And we are, in essence, capturing data every moment of our existence. We're capturing it. Every experience we have, it's like we're like big whales, feeding on krill as we move through the ocean. We're capturing data, information through this vehicle of experiences. Sometimes we capture too many experiences, too much, and we get stressed out. We can't process it. Kind of like if you overeat and your stomach groans. If you are overloaded with energy experiences in your life, you become, you get the same sick tummy, but you don't get sick tummy necessarily. You get stressed. You get anxiety. You get all kinds of weird things that pop out in your mind and your blood pressure and your body. Everything starts to react. Now, couple that with the idea that many of us who are very sensitive to energy are empathic, meaning that we tend to have a greater opening to the energies than other people. And this means that if most people are always sort of reading the energies, they're sort of aware of what they're processing and what other people are processing. We're all big whales, drinking in the krill of experience in the ocean of our lives. But, some of us are sensitive. And sometimes those sensitivities register as physical sensitivities, food sensitivities, nervous system sensitivities, fatigue sensitivities. There's all these strange things that have cropped up in the 20th century that didn't seem to be so prevalent before. And everybody says, what is it? And I sometimes wonder, maybe it's just information overload. Maybe it's the fact that right now I have 20 million cell phone conversations floating in the air through my body. And some part of me is saying, enough. Enough. Just shh. Let it go. And the empathic part of me is being doubly bombarded. Because if most people are receiving sort of a filtered version of that, we empaths, we receive it all. And we have to process it all. And that makes us even more stressed. That's why I couldn't say this to my doctor, but I wanted to say, well, I think it's also because, every day I'm working with clients and, I'm talking with people and teaching, and I do so much, and I receive a ton of energetic information on top of the regular information. I'm in flow all the time. Now, fortunately for me, I've learned over the years how to release as much as I take in. So if I am working, say, for 4 hours in a day with clients, being in their flow with them, reading for them, helping manifest with them, I'm really, truly in a flow state. I am in a what would you call it? Some people would say semi-meditative. For me, it's more like what you describe in positive psychology, being purely in flow, in the moment, just letting things move through me, unfiltered, seeing what I see, expressing, moving, orchestrating. It's like I'm, gathering up all the threads and weaving something in people's energies with them. This means that I have to always be releasing it as much as I'm doing it. So you can see I have to really manage my stress, my anxiety, and especially how much information I'm taking in and processing. And I'm sharing this with you because I know a lot of you guys are the same way. Those of us who are interested in manifesting and in self-growth, we tend to skew toward more empathic. It just seems to be part of the constellation of our makeup, who we are and what we're like. That's why also so many of us go into healing modalities. That's also part of our makeup. If you've ever researched diseases, you realize that, diseases often come in constellations in people's body. It's like, well, if you have irritable bowel, chances are very high. You'll have, fibromyalgia. Well, not very high. I'm not scaring anybody, but things tend to go together in people. The same is true energetically. If you are a manifester, chances are you probably have healing capabilities too. If you are empathic, chances are you could be a manifester as well. It's just a choice. It's a decision. What do you want to do with it? Knowing that you have this sort of makeup within you. So let me go back here. How do I work with stress? How do I work with anxiety in flow? Well, I already kind of mentioned it a little bit. One, I become aware, hey, I've got a lot flowing through me all the time. Two, I'm empathic, so I get a double dose of what other people get. I'm a sponge. You've heard that before, a psychic sponge, right? I hate that image. It's so creepy. But, the stuff comes to me and I can just suck it in. And I do it without realizing. I prefer actually to describe being empathic more like being a natural chameleon. I don't try to do it. But whatever environment I go into, I automatically shift my energy to match. It means I'm ideal with the job that I have now going in people's flows because I just go right in and match you. It's like falling into your stride immediately. But it also means that, you have to be careful. I don't want to match all the time. Matching all the time is an energy burn. I don't need to go to the grocery store and match the clerk across from me and her grumpy day and me, suddenly shift and become that. For me, then, if I do that, that becomes a stressor. That goes into me, and I have to remember and realize to release it. So the number one way that I get rid of stress and anxiety is to move into my flow with a very specific purpose. Now, I've already mentioned I move into flow for all different reasons, like reading people, helping people, manifesting. But the way that I originally used it back when I was first getting going, besides to manifest, is that I would feel myself align. Now, I still feel myself align, but back then, this is what I realized when I was first starting. When I move into flow and I align and I just give myself right up to this great, beautiful energy, it's almost like, cleaning the filter in your dryer. It just kind of, poof, gets blown out of you. All the stress, all the anxiety, all the stuff, here's the key, that doesn't belong to you. All of that's the lint that gets, washed away when you're aligned into your flow. So, flow dreaming every day is, I suppose you could say it's like meditation in that sense. Meditation, has been proven over and over in studies to reduce your blood pressure, to reduce stress, anxiety, to create, calm, happier mood, to increase your IQ, all kinds of things. Flow, for me, works the same way. Because I am moving into a space, here's what happens when I do, where I feel intensely aligned with my greater self, with all the energies, where I know that everything that is not me is now being lifted and filtered away from me, because it can't stick with me anymore. I'm aligning to my source. I'm aligning to my greater energy. I'm getting into that core of who and what I am and feeling it sort of just tumble forward like a beautiful musical creek bed. Anything that doesn't match that can't keep up. It can't stick. There's nothing for it to match to because it's really not part of me. That means all the stress and anxiety from other people that are around me goes away. It gets filtered out. Now, what about my own stress and anxiety that I bring in when I'm flow dreaming? I have burdens. I have things on me, stuff I have to do and deadlines and, kids fighting, things like that. That's where, in fact, we're going to practice Flow Dream where we do this together in just a little bit. But that's where I'm able to talk to Flow, and this is where I sort of manifest while I'm aligning. And I'm feeling things like all stress is releasing from my life. Anything that is important to me is before me and is easily handled. And Flow offers me the resources to handle it. And I do. And I'm fearless. And I'm confident in all my choices. Because I know if any of them are just a little bit wrong or off, Flow will instantly communicate to me, oh, not that one. Oh, no, that wasn't quite right. And I will make a quick and easy and very responsive adjustment. So all these things that feel like heavy burdens around me are not. That's an illusion. That's a category I put on them. But they are not. Some things may be big, yes. But they're as easily worked through in Flow as the smallest things. What's that saying? An angel can do a miracle as easy as a mushroom or something like that. Meaning that, size doesn't matter when it comes to what you're asking for in the energies. It's all the same. It's the same technique, just applied in different ways. Same is true in Flow. Now that understanding, that feeling shifts me down a notch, a notch, a notch, a notch. It doesn't make me any less effective. In fact, it makes me more effective because when I come out of that kind of flow dream, I realize, oh, anything that really is a priority is there before me, will be brought to my attention immediately. Anything that is not a priority will be scooted off to the side, will come later. I mean, imagine just right now the relief in your mind of all those things you're trying to catalog and prioritize. What if you could trust that the priorities are going to be before you? They will be presented. If you are, looking, they will be there and you will work with them. And the things that aren't, right? So that's a whole layer of organizational stress that just immediately gets released from you. And you say, well, how do you know that that's true? Well, that's kind of one of the ways that flow works. Your flow is always bringing you what you need when you need it. And yet we so often forget that and we try and stick our little fingers in and wrangle things around. Well, you don't need to do that. You, as a manifester, your job, your vision, your goal is to set out the big picture and then to jump in and act when things come along that make you feel like, yeah, that's part of my big picture. I'm going to try that. I'm waiting to see what flow says in response. Is it a yes or is it a no? Any response is good. I will take either one. I will take resistance or I'll take ease. Flow inherently is ease. That's the track you really want to get on, where things just happen for you. Easy, 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 one after another. What happens if day by day you make choices that lead to greater ease in your life? Well, at first you don't notice much, only a few days. 30 days? You're starting to notice things are easing up in your life. What happens after a year, 2 years, 5 years? You find that a lot of things have eased up in your life. Now, what comes along with ease? What are some of the things in the cluster of energies that, just like speaking of clusters of symptoms in a body, what are some of the clusters of energies that come along with ease? Well, abundance is sure one of them. When water is flowing with ease, it's often flowing quite abundantly. It's only when there's resistance that it starts to shrink and dry. So usually you'll also see corresponding abundance starting to occur in your life. Flow is a way of managing your life. It's not just a way of manifesting. It's so much more. Managing your mental, emotional, physical state. Managing the kinds of things that come to you in your life and in your future. Managing overall the characteristics that you want to have in your life. I want ease. I want abundance. I want love. I want good friendships and a sense of intimacy with those people around me. I want a feeling of connection. I want to have enough alone time and solitary time that when I do give myself to others, I feel at ease and relaxed and at peace in myself, right? You can sketch whatever grouping of characteristics you want. It's totally up to you. That's what makes you unique, your own little whale, not some other whale out there. So, I guess what I want you guys to get out of this discussion today of flow and flow energy is that, flow is really one of the very best ways I've discovered to address stress and anxiety. And what's more, to call my attention to it when I am in it. It's kind of like a constant break, a constant check on it for me from ever escalating out of hand. I came from a very anxious background. My family, they have panic attacks. They had all kinds of depression, issues like that. And when I was younger, I had way more of those symptoms than I do today. And I credit it to flow. It was one of those inadvertent things. I wasn't really realizing it was happening. But gradually over time, I realized what a beautiful and wonderful side effect. Thank you. Yet another wonderful side effect of flow dreaming. It's like they keep popping up. Okay, so if you guys don't know what flow dreaming is and being in flow and how to get there and how to feel it, I highly suggest you listen to one of my introductory podcasts, like what is flow dreaming, how to flow dreaming, how it feels to be in flow, what you need to do, the 3 parts of flow dreaming. It's all there for you. It's also at my website. And if you want to practice right now with stress in your life, I have some terrific MP3s on the website to do that. There's Total Stress Release, which is a flow dream meditation. It will help you fall asleep at night. It will help you release the stress in your body. Here is a good one, by the way. I haven't talked about it in a while. It's called Emotional Detox. And it too is a flow dream meditation. You play it at night as you fall asleep. And you don't realize it, but a lot of the stress and anxiety that gets caught up in you is emotions that haven't been thoroughly and completely processed, that were stuffed. You didn't want to feel them at the given time. You tucked them away for later. Well, what do you think they're doing? They're still sitting there waiting for you to get to them later, even though it's been 2 months or 2 years. Emotional detox is, every healer will know that we store emotion in our body. Every EFT practitioner will know. And emotional detox uses flow to go in there and help release and let go of all the stored emotions in all the places that you store them. So it's a really good one for stress release. There's also some pinpointed ones I've created for immediate relief from anxiety and panic, immediate relief from stress, immediate relief from feeling depressed, hypochondria, health-related issues. I have a lot of them. And those are all at the Flow Dreaming store. Okay, so we're going to come back in a few minutes and flow. And I'm also going to be getting to your calls. I see the board is full. So I'll get to as many of you guys today as I can. In the meantime, I will see you in just a few moments right after a short break. I'm Summer McStravick, and this is Flow Dreaming.
Private Session with Summer is unlike any other reading you've ever had. You can do it by phone or Skype from anywhere in the world. In your session, Summer reads your flow. Sometimes she sees things that are coming or things that have passed. Critically, she reads your present and can show you your current set of choices and help you know which ones flow best for you. Ask Summer any kind of questions. Ask her to look into people you care about, such as spouses, bosses, exes, family, or friends, to see what they're really thinking. Ask her where your energy has gotten stuck or blocked. Because Summer is an expert at finding the core events, beliefs, or thoughts that block you, and together the two of you can shake them loose. Last, ask Summer to craft a flow dream just for you, around your issues and desires. Ask her to put some strong manifesting energy in this area of your life. And as hundreds of past clients have said, be ready for real amazing results. It's not your typical reading. It's manifesting plus intuition. Find Summer sessions on her website, flowdreaming.com, under private sessions. Even people who normally never get intuitive readings get readings from Summer. That's flowdreaming.com. Search private sessions.
Hi, I'm Summer, and my manifesting store at flowdreaming.com underwrites this free podcast. You're going to find so many tools there to help you practice flow dreaming. From individual targeted flow dreams to whole programs to on-demand classes to books and CDs. Of course, the Flow Dream of the Month Club, as well as my mentorship program. Oof, that is a lot. But there is where you can pick up something to practice with. The Manifesting Store puts your interest into motion. I know you won't stop there either, because once you get there, you'll also discover my free blog and our community discussion board, all about manifesting. That's the Manifesting Store at flowdreaming.com.
Bask in the glorious, soothing voice and music of Summer's Flow Dream Meditations. These meditations are unlike any other you'll find. They're active meditations. They're packed with energy, real power, and yet you can gently fall asleep listening to any one of them. Each Flow Dream meditation pours good emotions and energy into your subconscious as you sleep or meditate. You can choose from a variety of focuses, from dazzling self-love to overnight riches. Try a few and see for yourself. You can find all Summer's Flow Dream meditations at flowdreaming.com in the Manifesting Store.
You're listening to Flow Dreaming with your host, Summer McStravick.
I'm Summer McStravick. Glad you're still here with me. We're going to go into the flow now. And flow dreaming, it's not meditation. I do have, I mentioned earlier, flow dream meditations, which are in fact meditations. They're an active form of meditation, meaning that I kind of infuse the meditations with lots of emotion and feeling so that you are gently working through your emotions, gently kind of radiating your manifesting outward. However, true flow dreaming is not meditation. It is emotional language that we use to talk to our greater selves, talk to the universe, talk to flow, this natural flowing being that you are, moving in perfect alignment, as perfect as water that flows to the sea. There is a natural path of least resistance. You are the same way. You have a natural path of least resistance. Now, that doesn't mean the laziest path by any stretch. It means that in anything that you actively choose to do in life, there is a way that gives you the most benefit and a way that gives you the least benefit. I have chosen paths at times that were incredibly strenuous. Notice I say strenuous, not hard, strenuous, because they demanded of me that I pay attention. I give a lot of my time to it. I stretch my brain. I, carefully juggle my schedule. Yet we're so easy and flowing and rich and rewarding. That is the path of ease. The other path, the one we sometimes find ourselves on, is where we get resistance. And instead of being demanding, it's stressful. There is little return. There is a sense of continuously banging your head against the same problem or people, the same people just disliking you and making your life miserable. The same series of rejections and no's coming at you. That is resistance. Very different. Resistance is powerful and it's useful because your flow it's like saying, if you were, think about a water park, when you fly down one of those what do you call them? Like tubes or slides, right? They have the lips go up really far around because they don't want you sliding off the side. So the walls of the slide are really high. Yet every now and then you kind of do bump onto the wall and it kind of hurts a little bit, even though you're sliding in water. It's like, ouch. Well, what was happening is that slide is keeping you on track. So every now and then it's bumping you when you start to veer off the right trajectory. That's resistance. It's helping you. It's keeping you on track if you listen. But so many of us, we grab onto the side of the water slide and we just keep throwing our shoulder against the side going, no, I want to go there. I want to go there. Can you imagine what all the energies are thinking? Look at that crazy soul. She just keeps clinging onto the water slide, bumping it with her, just getting a big old bruise. Why doesn't she just let go and just keep moving and flowing? Oh my gosh. That's one of the craziest images I've ever had to describe it, but so accurate. Okay. So I got off track there. I swear we're going to flow here. When you flow, you're going to feel the ease of the water slide and you are going to emotionally release into it, align into it. And then you're going to you're going to talk to the universe. You're talking to your flow emotionally. My stress is leaving. My anxiety is releasing. And then anything else that comes through, well, every time I do a flow dream, it's a surprise. Now, this flow dream is similar to the ones that I have at the Manifesting Store and in the playlists that I have there. The playlists are awesome, by the way. I should make one up really soon for de-stressing. Maybe I will, actually. But the ones in the store have, great music beds and they're perfected. They're ones you can listen to over and over, every day if you want to. Okay. Close your eyes with me. Just follow along. Remember, it's not meditation, but I'm not going to go through the whole spiel. Just pretend you know what you're doing. Doesn't matter if you do or don't. You're still going to get into some place. Either deep within flow or just kind of touching it a little bit. Doesn't matter either way. Stop stressing about it, in other words. That's what I'm trying to say. Nice deep breath and relaxing. Start with releasing the stress that's in your body. You don't need any stress in your body. Your body's only holding the stress as a last resort. Your body is holding the stress that your mind and your emotions created. When the body encounters stress, it usually feels hard work. Its muscles ache. That's stressing your body. But the stress that you're finding in your body, it was dumped there by your thoughts and your emotional reactions. That makes perfect sense to you. It means if you want to release your stress, you start by releasing it in your thoughts and your emotions. Your body is relaxed and at ease. Shoulders have dropped. Jaw has dropped. You feel good as you breathe deeply. Long, slow breaths. And you feel yourself now in a swimming pool. You imagine yourself, you see yourself, or maybe you're feeling your body swimming. The swimming pool is a lap pool. It's incredibly long. You can't even see the other side of it. And as you glide through it, you say to yourself, oh, I never realized I was such a perfect swimmer. I wonder when I learned how to do this. Yet here it is. It's second nature to you. Just lift your arms up and you glide and you barely even kick your feet. And you're moving. Gliding. Do you feel yourself? You're slightly swaying as you move forward, and yet the energy is so powerful. And you realize, oh, it's not just me. There's some force. There's some energy. It's flowing with me. It's carrying me as much as I'm moving my arms and my legs. If I just stopped and lay on my back, the same flow, the same gentle force would continue to carry me forward. And so you choose, you do whatever you wish. You can exercise your limbs because it feels good, or you can turn and lay on your back and it's so light. You just lay right on the top. You are. It's like being in salty water. You're so buoyant. You float. You float without even trying. It's like you couldn't even push yourself down in the water if you wanted to. And it feels great. And you realize, hey, this isn't water. This is energy. This is light. This is something else altogether. This stuff glitters, it sparkles, it roils and churns, and it has beautiful eddies that sparkle. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, this energy around me. oh my, and as you say it again, you realize, look what it's doing. It's been buffing you. It's been polishing you. You say, oh, I didn't realize it's been scrubbing me. What is it scrubbed? What is this beautiful, perfect alignment scrubbed? Well, anything that wasn't you. And you realize as you look at your bright, beautiful, shining, shimmering skin, it's like baby skin, you realize, oh, there was a coating on it before. It was something hardened or something gray or something scabby. It was something mucky and dingy. All kinds of thoughts and feelings from other people. Other people's stuff, other people's stress, other people's fears. Oh, you say, how did I collect those? Oh, as you realize this, you understand the flow. It hasn't just cleansed them from your skin. This gentle energy has infused all of you. Infused through all of you. All of you has been cleansed. All of you has been cleaned. You feel light and free, and you realize, I'm even more buoyant than before. You know why? Because it's all me now. There's nobody else here and nothing else on me. Of course, I'm still attached to the people I love. But anything that's not in my alignment that really didn't belong to me, well, that's gone. And now you say, what about those things that belong to me? And you're still floating along. Maybe you have a little floaty underneath you. Don't know. You feel good though. Whatever you want, whatever feels right. Laying in the sunshine, the warmth on your body, soft, gentle breeze caressing you. The breeze too is simply energy. Flow all around you. You glide through flow, perfectly aligned. And you realize, oh, there's this other energy. It's been carting itself around with me. I've been lugging it. It's this stress. It's this anxiety. It's this feeling of fear or feeling of anger even. I don't know. It just, somehow I said yes to it at some point. I said, okay, I accept you. I feel you. And I thought at the time it was because I needed the stress. There was a deadline, or there was a relationship I had to address, or there was a person who made me angry. And yeah, it made sense at the time to feel that, to respond that way. And yet, wait a minute, right now, do I still need this? Or is it time for a new emotion? Is it time for something different? Do I still need that old one, the one that was heavy, the one that was so big, the one that's squeezing me now? No, I don't need that. But wait, what if there's a situation that I feel is still hanging over my head? What about that pressure from above? Oh, you say, I don't need that pressure either. I know the situation. It's there. And you know what? If I look up above me, I can see it's like little silvery clouds in the sky. Those are all the situations I have in my life. Things that are, in fact, hanging over me. Some of them big, some of them small, some of them that worry me, some of them don't. But hold on here. They're all in flow too, aren't they? They're all in flow, and they're all going to be resolving some way, one way or the other. And I know that I'm in my flow, and I'm in alignment, and I know what I'm asking for, and I know what my vision is and my feeling is. Therefore, these situations, they're going to have to align to that. And they will resolve in the very best possible way. And as you realize that, tremendous relief floods through your body. It floods through you. Oh, you say, really? They're going to resolve. And they're going to match whatever state of mind I'm in, whatever vision I have? Yes. So I ought to change that vision to what I want. How they would feel best to me? Yes. And with that, you exhale a lovely sense of freedom and relaxation into your flow. Oh, yeah. No stress now. You laugh, you say stress. Yeah, you're right. That would only give me more stress, huh? If I felt stress, I'll get more stress. I'm not going to feel stress. I'm going to feel resolution. I'm going to feel perfect completion. I'm going to feel all the things that I really know to be true, that I know I want. And that's the feeling you linger on as you come back now from your flow. Feeling better than ever, feeling as if you've just shed 5 pounds. You feel light, you feel free, you feel clearer somehow in your mind. You feel free. You feel free. And now, your eyes open. There you go. So I gave you a slightly longer flow dream there, but I felt it was necessary because if you are releasing stress, well, we don't need to be in a rush about it, do we? I hope you can feel the difference. Imagine what doing that every day would do for you. As good as biofeedback, as good as meditation, with the added bonus of getting to manifest at the same time. It's a twofer. It's a threefer. It's a fourfer. I could keep adding all the different things. So if you're not flow dreaming now, start. All right, we have a quick break. When we get back, I see you, a bunch of you actually, and I'm going to try to get to as many of you as I can. I do answer live questions. I get into your flow. I look into people's minds for you. You can find out when the podcast airs, by going to my website, flowdreaming.com, and you can poke around and find out that there's an app for this. There are premium archives you can subscribe to if you want hundreds of shows like this one. Everything is there. Check it out. I'll be right back right after this.
Hi, I'm Venus Andrecht. I'm Summer's mother, and my show, The Dear Venus Show, airs right after hers. Sometimes I talk to dead celebrities or otherwise look into the great beyond, and I always do on-air readings for you, my callers. What can I do for you when you have a private phone reading with me? Well, I'm a medium, clairsentient, clairaudient, an empath, a telepath who can tell you what the people in your life are thinking, and I'm a clarifying counselor who can also look clearly into your life. I also work with good energies to help things change for the good in your life. You can find out more about me at my website, godisalwayshappy.com. That's godisalwayshappy.com. So come and see me after Summer Show. We're a lot alike and very different. Guaranteed you won't be bored.
Too busy to flow dream? Or do you just sometimes forget? It's easy to get so caught up in living that we forget the bigger, deeper, more important things, such as being aware of our flow. That's why Summer introduced the Flow Dream of the Month program. Start and stop whenever you want and enjoy the first 30 days and a flow dream free. Each month, Summer sends you a new flow dream to work with as she moves through carefully chosen areas of our lives. Be surprised, be challenged, be delighted, and be reminded. Your flow is the deepest you. Commit to it. Check out the Flow Dream of the Month Club at flowdreaming.com today. Did you know you can like Flow Dreaming on Facebook? Just search for Flow Dreaming on Facebook and click like to start getting Summer's Flow Dreaming updates. Ditto for Twitter.
Manifest your life with Summer McStravick and Flow Dreaming.
Welcome back to Flow Dreaming. Let's get to some of your calls right now. Hey, Kelly, you're calling from Wyoming. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. Have you ever heard of Flow Dreaming before?
I have. I feel like I do a lot better when you're guiding them.
That's why I make them for people. You're
perfect. My question, Summer, is I went ahead and quit my job, and I wanted to move forward with doing something on my own. I kind of got two different options, but I feel like I'm standing in my own way. I just cannot seem to make that first move to follow through, I guess, on what my plans were.
So what are I'm sorry, you said you have two options. What are those?
One I wanted to do was a personal organizer. So that would be where I made my own time and I would have time with my kids. The other one is a possible opening a coffee shop, and I have some funding that I have someone that would back me on that. That would be definitely more time consuming.
Right. So you'd be opening your own cafe.
Yes.
Okay. So you can open your own cafe, or you could become a personal organizer. Does that mean you organize people's lives?
Yeah, I think what I would do more is like closets, kitchen, garages, things like that to kind of get their junk out and get it reorganized back in.
Yeah, putting things in order. Well, those two options have such different energies.
Yeah.
A coffee shop is lively. It's full of communication. You'll be working with other people, hiring them, lots of, in a way, organizing, but the energy is a lot more active there. With the organizing, and I'm just describing to you what I feel about each one. Maybe this will help you, because that's what I'm being prompted to do. The organizing one, you are going in and problem solving one time after another. And in some ways, it can be repetitive. But in other ways, you are looking at each unique situation and saying, how do I solve it? How do I solve it? How do I solve it? So you'll be continually stimulated that way.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at the coffee shop, and you're right. There is a lot more to it. It's bigger. The organizing allows you to sort of work it to the level you want to work it. The coffee shop is like 100% or 0%. You really can't pick a low, a point in the middle. Whereas with organizing, you'll be able to scale it up or scale it down as you wish. So looking at you and trying to figure where you're having trouble deciding, a lot of it feels like not even so much what you're doing as the time involved, as the commitment. Part of you is still wanting to keep a leg out. It's like you want to keep an out, I think. And that's what's causing you to just kind of wobble without making a decision. If you go with the coffee shop, you won't have any out. If you go with the personal organizing, you have an out. You can shut it down pretty quickly. You can back away from it or do it, scale it up, scale it down to the level you want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah, I realize all that.
Right. Now I'm going to see if there's any good guidance on which would be the better path for you.
Okay.
Which will give you greater satisfaction. Well, working from home is attractive to you. You said you had kids, huh?
Yeah.
That's going to be part of it because you feel like I can work and they can be there. Whereas it's going to be harder to drag them into the cafe. Working at the cafe, I think you would do well, and I think you would find a kind of easygoing rhythm to it after a while. And that's what you're looking forward to. You would be looking forward to the sense that this is making money with or without me, and I've built something, and I put all my energy into it, and now it's just rewarding me. With the organizing, you won't be able to step back from it. You will always need to do it. You're just doing it on your own time. Okay, so looking further out, those are the two, horizons, what each will give you down the road. You can't decide which value in you is stronger. And for that reason, it's hard for me to discern which is the better of the two routes, because I would have to be able to see in you which value is stronger. And the way flow works is that I just see in you what you are in fact feeling.
Right.
So I feel that indecision. If you really want to be able to step back and away from it after a year or two, then the coffee shop is the way to go. If you feel like I would rather just to have immediate flexibility, then personal organizing is your way to go, knowing though you'll be needing to continue that year after year.
Right. So with the coffee shop, you're saying like it would be real intense getting in there, getting it all figured out, and then maybe having those employees to take over that time where I wouldn't be so stressed with time?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
That seems more appealing as far as being around people.
Yeah, no, you would then become a position where you are just, managing, looking over the time cards and the orders and making sure stuff is in, or that the person hired to do all the ordering has done it. You know, you can be at home and not have to be working. You can just be saying, I take off Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays.
Okay. So you don't see, like, I'm not standing in my own way, like, to take a step towards either one. I'm not holding myself back anyway.
Well, yeah, like I said, you have one leg out because you want an out right now. You're having a hard time putting both feet in. And that's why the organizing, I think, continues to call to you because you feel like if I don't like it, I can stop it and do something else. Right, still holding on to you. The coffee shop, you're feeling like once I'm in, I'm totally committed. So yeah, you're right. You hit the nail on the head there. So that's why I'm trying to reshift the conversation over to what is your greater value. That's what you figure out. Once you nail that, once you know it, then which of the two will be absolutely clear to you. All right, I got to let you go, Kelly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye now. Oh my gosh, I have some time. So Kiosha, hey, New Jersey. I think we spoke.
Hi, Summer. Hi.
Hey.
Basically, the thing is, I have like a tunnel vision in reference to like I wouldn't say goals, but my broader intent of what I'm trying to accomplish in my life. I have the three main things are like optimal health, and I would say more too. It's with like a career, with my writing, and just breaking in a desirable, lucrative lifestyle with my finances because I'm still unemployed. I don't know. I just would like you to look into my flow and tell me what would it take to ensure that I get the things that I'm working on currently in my life.
Oh, Kiosha, you are all over the board here.
I am.
Yep. Unfortunately, I only have about 2 minutes to solve it for you.
Okay.
I have a pinpointed question. When you come in, though, let me just say this. When you come in with everything all over the board, I know that the desire is to say, I want everything fixed. I want everything. You should be going into your flow and doing this. We can do this in 2 minutes. You move into the flow. You feel yourself aligning just that same way we did it before. If you want to use the image of swimming, you can feel that. And then you start to feel yourself. There is one priority in my life right now. There is one priority. There are not three. There is one.
Okay.
This is the one that I tackle. This is the one that I engage because I want to give 100% of myself to this. If I give less than 100%, then I'm not fully engaging. So I fully engage 100% with this aspect, knowing full well that my flow understands this is in fact part of a larger life that I'm putting together. So it won't lead me into something that's dead end or doesn't work with those other areas. I just assume it's going to work with those other two areas that I'm concerned about.
Okay.
This is the one I choose. Now, I'm flowing here as I do this. I'm acknowledging, I'm putting a very positive, strong manifesting statement out there. I'm choosing one. And something's going to pop up in your head and say, well, how do I know which one? And I will tell you, it doesn't matter which one. If flow thinks you're wrong, it's going to scoot you into the right one. It needs you to do something. It needs you to do some form of action, though, so it can respond to you. So it doesn't matter which one you pick. The right one will be scooted in front of you if, in fact, you're choosing the wrong first priority. I see it happen all the time. You know, in my diamond group where I mentor people, they all often come in and they have chosen an area to work with. And about 2 months in, we realize, nope, that is not the area. And we just move right into where really wants them to go. But you have to choose the area. It's very natural. It's a very organic process. It works the same way every time.
Okay.
All right. Take care, my dear. Thank you for calling and waiting so long. I really appreciate it. All right. That is going to do it for all of us today. That's another episode of Flowdreaming. We just closed it down. Do be sure to visit my website, flowdreaming.com. There is always new stuff going up. Every month, I release one or more new flow dreams that work with a different aspect of your life. It is true manifesting. I help you. I lead you. We go through it. We change things. So until next time, my love goes to you all, and we will talk again soon.